if you do want to talk about your immortal side hustle, feel free, Stella. We're finding out Stella's actually 114 years old as an immortal being.
That we know of.
That we know of. So
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, that's why that pig did not stand a chance against me.
Is that
True.
why?
And if
100
you
years of
don't know what she's
experience.
talking about, you haven't been catching up on Lapis on youtube.com/runawayrobot.
Nailed it.
Shame on you.
Last time I checked, lap dance.
Lap dance.
Oh,
we
sorry.
are team lap dance. Yeah.
And if you don't understand that reference, you haven't been watching Runaway Robot on YouTube and/or Twitch.tv.
Or checking it out on your favorite podcasting.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Yeah.
Oh.
Which, like, apparently we show up in more locations than I actually, like, upload to, and I'm kind of concerned about that. Like, I feel like maybe someone else is profiting off of the work that we do here, and I just don't know about it. Because I get emails, and they're like, your podcast is doing well on this website, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I was
Who?
gonna tell
to
you
get there?
about the Pornhub.
Oh.
Eventually. I wanted it to be a surprise.
But-
as long as you're splitting the revenue, I think it's fine.
You're out there and you're doing this stuff for free and not actually making a benefit or profit off it. Thanks. But also
Yeah.
probably talk to Joel.
But that's a sign of like you're getting big is when people steal your content and then like.
Is that
yeah,
right?
they're making- Yep.
God.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
gosh,
actually,
next.
I did have my first occurrence of that on YouTube, and they were like,
Did
"This
you?
video is a 100% rip from your channel," and I went, "What?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yo,
Just like
you
downloaded and
made it.
re-uploaded onto some like random channel, and I was like, "Huh."
Listen, I was gonna
Gosh,
tell you
not
about
copyright
Runaway
strikes.
Robot Big Fan #1. Eventually.
That's my mom's account. You gotta like not. she's
I love
she's
your
like
mom.
RRG fan.
Oh,
Like that's
God.
it. She's Runaway Robot Gaming fan. That's
love
my
it
mom.
so
Oh,
much.
does that mean gaming? I always thought
Yeah.
it was Runaway Robot's greatest fan.
I mean, it can be because it used to.
No,
like,
it
the
was
YouTube
Runaway
used to
Robot
be
Gaming.
and then it.
For those who knew Joel 5 years ago,
Oh God, dude, it's been that long.
I think.
Hi, everyone at home, as we just continue to talk about things. Welcome to DieFall Presents Ruin, an original 5th edition D&D cooperative campaign featuring 3 heroic odysseys to escape hell. 3 parties embark on unique journeys through the many layers of where
Yeah.
their actions will lead to consequences for one another. I've been doing this all day today where I think of a sentence in my head and then I smash 2 words together, and I do that a lot, but it's been so bad today. Welcome to Team Lapis! I'm gonna try to not do that more. There are 3 ways our viewers can interact with the game. First, you can invoke Fate by using !Fate for various effects, $2 for a +2 to roll, $5 for a reroll, $10 for a nat 20, $20 for a draw from the deck of many, and $69 to invoke Chaos. Please be sure to identify the player you want to influence, otherwise I will have 0 idea. Second, every 10 retweets will grant a nat 20 to a random player at the table. You can find the tweet linked in the chat below, right there. There, I did it. I did it this time. Me. Not my mods, me. Third, patrons may participate in various minigames within the Shard of Discord, the central location of our campaign. These minigames affect world building, the story setting, NPCs, future events. Please use !Patreon in chat for more information. This is where I'm gonna like show off the fact that we actually have a map for the central location, and I don't know if you guys have seen this before, and I guess I'll drag the cast over there too, why not? So we actually had a thing made by the lovely Lady May. You guys don't know where this is yet in your story and have not experienced this, but this is actually going to be a location that you will eventually visit. And you know what? It's a wreck right now. Fortunately, there are roughly 20 people that are going to be working on rebuilding this place and making it functional for our players' usage, and so they can have some assistance. Yes, that is a boat. It is just in the mountain. Someone parked wrong. But yeah, so that'll be
So
something.
parallel parking is hard.
This is real cool.
It's
Yeah, this is sick.
it's very good.
good,
So
yeah.
claps for Lady May. She makes
Wow.
she makes our big overworld maps, which hopefully we get to see another one of those today, depending on how far our cast gets. So it is entirely dependent on your efforts today, cast, to
Well,
whether
my
or not
cast
you
is
get
a
to see
range
it.
of like 100.
Okay, dude.
Fuck.
I like bad joke.
Can you check your? I think you're not getting picked up. Actually, Justin, if you go to your voice and video settings on the Discord and go to voice activity and just move that little bar to the left a little bit.
Left.
Yes. So like it picks up more of you. But yeah.
What about now?
Sure. That sounds good. Let's do that.
Okay, cool.
All right. So welcome everyone. This is Blue Team. Team Lapis. Team Blue. And I'm noticing right now because Liv actually just sat down into her place where she goes for her camera, and I didn't adjust it for the new overlays that Stella did today. So thank you, Stella. And let me get you figured out.
I was like, Joel, we need to show more of people's faces. We need to fix this.
Oh, Stella.
I'm so zoomed
Yep.
in.
You have to
I got
mute
her.
and zoom.
I just
Yeah,
my
there
heart
we
rate
go.
her. It's okay, but I'm fixing. I'm gonna. I'm gonna fix Liv's camera. We're just moving you all over the place right now. You're living fancy free. Nice. Nice. I feel like I need to have better music on for this.
No, that's only on the Patreon. Listen, if you want the lap dance,
That's
check out the
God.
No.
True. Oh my God.
We have to open a ruin OnlyFans.
Oh jeez.
We just commissioned a bunch of like lewds for our characters.
Yes.
Oh, dude, I would get ruined by the ruin.
Wait, you're saying nobody wants to see the scalies and the really
scalies?
Ripley Dortman? Dorfman?
Oh God.
Also, alternatively, we do have not after dark per se, but Ruined is just the all cast chat. You just pull like one person from each team,
Right.
and then you throw them down and you chat.
You
and
throw
then,
them down in the ruined chat.
God damn it. Well, anyway, goodbye everybody. I'm running on 3 cups of coffee.
Hell yeah, dude. We're starting off real strong, and we've already got a draw for Rob, so we're gonna have to see how that pans out for us.
Yay!
And I gave it to
I get a
you. which
card.
I shouldn't have done. I need to steal
Oh,
that. You don't get that.
boy.
You don't get to keep that. That's mine.
Oh.
That being said, if you remember,
I can select let it go or no way.
let it go. Let it go.
No way.
No.
I'll give you that card later. Oh, is it really? Son of a bitch. All right.
I don't know what it is, but I like that reaction.
Is it chaos immediately? Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
Yes. No. So the last time we were together, unfortunately, D'Angelo had like the multiple power outage situation, which is
There's no storm tonight.
no
so we should be
storm.
good. Yeah.
So we'll keep that, fingers crossed for that situation.
Cases died again.
Cases died. Everyone's dead. Quetzal gets up and everyone's dead. But yeah, let's do a little roll for recap and find out.
It's gonna be real awkward if I get it.
And you know what? It looks like we actually do have 10 retweets, so someone is going to get a nat 20 gifted to them here. So that's good. That's good. And also, oh God, Skithris is getting a card too. Sick. Man, we're starting off strong.
Well, I think I know who's gonna do the recap.
Is it you? Oh, never mind.
No.
Oh, yeah. Darius with a 15, Kaya with a 1, Casus with a 16, Quetzal with a 13. Yeah. So Kaya, you get a nat 20. Oh, yes, and Skithers with a 3, so barely cutting it out there. Get yourself a nat 20, but you also have to do the recap in character, if you would please.
How do I say this? The band of people that I am now bound to, I have no certainty of what will become of them, or of what use they will prove to be for me. However, here in my account, I detail what has happened thus far. We managed to discover that the wardens of this place seem to be infinite. We found some sort of factory or generation of them that was enchanted to be infinite. From there, we decided to make our escape. And as we made ourselves scarce, heading into a a green door called medical. We discovered that there were other entities at play. There is a substance that they call aether. They have been using it. And with the prisoners that occupy this place, they seem to be able to possess their bodies, use them as shells, and in them are demons. We have not found a way to extract them without violence so far, but perhaps experiments will be in order. Perhaps we will find an alternative way. But for now, it seems the task before us is to find the warden, the general, and what purpose they have with the aether.
Yes. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Our party finds themselves past the green medical door and below the building that they had been living in, somewhat unaware of their existence. Some kind of spell on the walls themselves, keeping them a bit in the dark. Where we specifically left off was post-combat. People looking a little bit rough. So what do you want to do from here? I don't think like no one's been like, we need to short rest here. But we've done a little investigating. We belted down some of the shells onto a table, or what we think were the shells. They're occupied. They don't seem very happy about being left on the operating tables, and one of them does seem to be a bit unstable, but they are secured there. The others that you've found, and you know what, we'll just go ahead and pull up the map for a bit of a reminder here. The others that you've found here, you also found the man that was dragged out of your hallway from previous, just last time. We did end with everyone being up in a storage room where it looks like most everyone's belongings were. So, Quetzal, you do have your belongings returned to you, as it were. And there are plenty of other boxes of things in here, should anyone want to take a closer look. But that being said, this is the spot that we're left in here. I'll just go drag Quetzal in here so they can see the aftermath of some of the combat that happened last time that we were playing.
Quetzal will definitely like push back in his intestines from one of his wounds.
Yes.
And just be like, "Whoa, good job, guys! You guys did work here." As he spits up blood.
Are we all in the storage room now?
If you'd like to be.
Okay.
Casus will go over to Quetzal and just like pat his back and then keep walking, but is casting Cure Wound.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little extra on top here.
You only get a first level though. So.
I forgot that your character sheet says Casus again. Do not delete.
You could delete the false
I refuse.
Casus,
I refuse the
god.
false god Casus. I feel like I would mess it up. I'm not doing it. Nope. Yeah, so I think most everyone is either in or around the storage room right now anyways.
Okay. Kaya will make sure that everyone gets all of their supplies and say, "We are certainly worse for wear. It would be sound, I think, for us to take a short rest."
Say no more, as he immediately claps to the ground.
Where's that bandage? Just
I like to think that you like one frame drop face first, like your background, like just.
Okay, yeah. So a short rest mechanically is about an hour to recover. You bandage yourself, you take a breather, maybe have a snack or two, and you are able to roll some hit die. Hit die being the button on your character sheet there next to death saves that you can hit as many times as you have remaining hit die to recover some health. If you don't want to spend any, you don't have to spend any. Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh. Pretty
And back
good.
to max.
Pretty good. As you rest, Daros,
Yes.
feeling maybe a bit inspired, maybe a bit more lively after some combat here, you feel something. You feel a bit stronger in some way. You have drawn the star card. You can increase any single attribute by 1.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, the star card fucks.
All right. Hell yeah. By un?
By 1.
Okay, I think I'm gonna turn my 17 charisma into an 18 charisma.
Wow.
That is
What a
awesome.
charming young man.
No, still have it.
I'm removing that card from the deck, dang it.
No, you're not.
So, yeah, the hour goes by, and I think you just kind of, you hear the complaints of the incapacitated, demons, husks, puppets, infused with some kind of aether brought back from wherever. Again, not very happy about the whole being, secured to tables kind of thing.
Some of them were burnt to a crisp, so.
That's true. Some of them were burnt to a crisp. I do think there was like 1 remaining. Oh, in the room that you closed the door in. That's right. So yeah, they're strapped to a bed, not a table. Yep. It's good. So, what's next? How would you like to proceed here?
I think Daros, as the others who are a bit worser for wear, maybe are like slowly getting up. I came out of that fight okay.
Must be nice.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how it happened. I didn't get leveled by a thunderboar this time.
This time.
Yeah, this time. So I think he's sort of. I believe Kaya still has the notes, right?
She has the book.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think he's just going to maybe ponder a bit and poke his head down this hallway and sort of like scope the rest of the place out. Not straying terribly far from the group, but I do think I want to take a look around.
Yeah, sure. The hallway, as Skithris is already down there as well, you would note that, yeah, there's similar doors, just like the ones that you've already opened here. More than likely, they would lead into similar rooms. And then it just ends. There's just a stone wall
Oh,
to the very south.
Interesting. So no obvious like green door-esque situation.
Unfortunately not.
Unfortunate. Okay. I think seeing that Skithris is there and giving him just a slight nod, he's going to slowly just poke his head into as many of these rooms until I
Sure.
don't know, something happens.
Until something happens. Yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
open. All the doors, most of them are actually empty, but you do find one that has an occupant here. Very similarly incapacitated as the other man that you saw up on the northern side. They're just kind of like laying inside these padded rooms. Kind of catatonic here. I don't think anyone's investigated too much. The notes
I
from
attempted lay on hands on the one.
Yeah.
And nothing happened. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, and you noticed that they did have some like needle track marks as well.
Right. Am I seeing the similar needles here? It's horrifying. And noticing Skithris is next to him. I was hoping for some sort of an exit or deeper recess into this place, but I mean, it seems like it's just another style of prison.
I do wish we could figure out what was going on. Really like to get back.
You're still cutting out for me, Justin, and I apologize.
Yeah.
Might want to go all the way down on that voice activity.
What about now?
I got to speak up more, and we'll find out. Just keep going.
What about now?
Again, I need more than just a what about now, because it just happens over as you say sentences.
I'm speaking words in sentence format.
It's fine,
Sounds
man.
good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skithris, you zoned out there for a second. What were you saying?
Yes, I really hope that we can find a way out of here soon. I would really like to get home. I'm sure my mothers miss me dearly.
Well, we're going to do everything we can to help you get home. But I don't know, other than the learning of the atrocities and the research and whatnot they were doing down here, I don't really see this as our answer. Perhaps Kaya spend a little bit more time with those notes than I did and maybe see something I missed.
Speaking of the scary one, what do you think about her? She seems to know more than she lets on.
Yeah, she does play her cards close to her chest, doesn't she? Well, I think that perhaps she's guarding herself. I mean, we're all in a strange land. I think we're all reacting to it differently. I don't know about you, but I've never felt so claustrophobic in my life.
I've been into some situations like that, but my concern is that at this point we've eliminated entities together. I figure at that point she could be less cagey.
Well, there needs to be a mutual trust. I've spent time on the battlefield, and you become warriors in arms together over time, and I'm sure that we'll come to know each other, and I don't know, maybe be more horrified than we are now. Who knows?
Less horrified, more uneasy.
Yeah, that's definitely the mood of the day. Anyway, I guess I'll go talk to the, what'd you call her? KG one?
Yes.
The KG one.
I think like as the two of you are having that conversation, Kaya's like leaving the storeroom and she looks a lot more composed now that she's in her actual gear. She is dressed pretty heavily for a wizard. She's wearing essentially medium armor and has a shield on her back. She's holding the medical journal that Daros was just talking about. And like as she's walking into the hallway, she is slowly passing Getzel. And without looking up, kind of flipping through the book, she says, "Are you ready and in fighting form?"
And he won't meet you at your eyes, but he'll like look at himself in like the shine of a blade or like using it as a mirror. And he goes like, yeah, I can fight, but like this feels tight. Like, did I gain weight? Do I have a muffin top? As he like looks to you and then just like, you know, gestures to see if you can see. Like
The book lowers slowly, and her head cranes over to you, and just dispassionate expression on her face. She looks you over. "I do not perceive any difference."
I like you. You're good answer. As he goes, I better just do burpees just in case. And then he just like begins to just like
He was just pushing his intestines into his body.
Yeah.
And now
He
he's
had
jumping
an
up
hour
in.
nap. He's feeling great. All right.
Literally-
Anime
hour
bandages
nap.
on and like
Literally, Case just like looks up, sees you doing this. I will not waste another spell slot on you. I will not heal. Wish wouldn't say that, but you know what I mean. I will not heal you again. Stop it.
she's like, all right. I guess you could just when I get better, I'll just do more cardio. And he's like, if you see me eating sweets, can you please like stop me? Can you like let me know? And as he just continues to look in the mirror and just shines it on himself or blade.
Case's eyes roll out of her own head down the hallway.
Daros turning a corner, maybe seeing the tail end of that exchange. Just, well, I see he's doing better. And then he'll go up to Kaya and just, I think, noticing your armor, because he, background of a soldier. I think he's familiar with battlefield wizards and perhaps battle mages, and I don't know. Maybe taking note of your garb, rather. Says, I took you for a wizard or sorcerer, but the armor tells me otherwise.
She looks at you very cursory and then glances back down to the book and says, "We all have our secrets, don't we? Each one of us
Touche.
had a life before this."
That's true. The notes that you have, truly horrifying. But
Yes.
perhaps you learned something?
Perhaps. This does require further investigation. Whatever this aether is for, it is quite volatile. Seems it would be in our best interest to chase it and see where it leads.
Are you speaking literally? Like, if we let it out of one of these creatures, will it take us to the warden?
I do not believe so. If you remember, and she kind of like vaguely gestures to the room beside her where she had shoved a patient off the table and the tubes came out and the
Yep.
Seems that the aether dispersed into the air, perhaps a fine mist of some kind. I do not think we could follow it literally. What have you discovered of the hallways here?
Just more of the same. Another body, similar needle marks. Doesn't. DM, before I say the next thing.
Sure.
Let me just double check that I actually have this. Never mind. Don't have it. Irrelevant.
Okay.
I didn't notice anything akin to an office or a morgue of any kind. Usually in places like this, there would be, I don't know. I don't even see where these husks necessarily come from, other than maybe the prisoners.
Well, perhaps the walls are hiding the secrets. You see Kaya suddenly kneel down in the hallway. She reaches into a pouch that's on her hip, and she begins to pull out a few different reagents. And you can see her casting a spell. I can cast this. I'm going to cast this as a ritual. I'll do Detect Magic. She begins to sprinkle a few powders and mix them up. And you can see that it sort of forms a sludge by the time she's done this mixture. And she smears what looks like tar over her eyelids. And as she does, her eyes begin to glow purple.
Does it look anything like the same purple hue as the Aether?
Well, what kind of purple is the Aether?
Kind of amethyst colored.
Okay, hers is a much deeper, darker color.
Okay.
Almost black.
No noticeable difference. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's not the same hex code, okay? You're
Got
fine.
it. I was
Like
like
the Aether is more of like a gemstone, and Kaya's more of like that winter cool, you know?
Gotcha, yeah, no,
Absolutely.
I totally vibe with that.
Okay. You take
Yeah,
the time to
Dara-
detect magic.
Yeah, Daros just sort of silently observes this ritual, curious more than anything.
I look around with my magic eyeballs.
Yeah.
What do you see with your magic eyes?
You would notice rather powerful magic coming from Skithris's first dagger sheath, and also wand. I think you would see some faint magic emanating from the surgery room. And if you take the time to kind of feel that out, it would mostly come across as necromancy and what's the one where you make something and you make it something else?
Transmutation.
Transmutation. Thank you. That was the one I couldn't remember. In this particular area. How much wood blocks? Then she led 3 feet of wood or dirt. You see magic emanating from one of the boxes in the storage room.
Ooh. Yes. Kaya goes that way.
Yeah, Kaya would go that way, huh?
Daros follows. Did you see something?
A long time ago, in an episode far, far away from now, there was a card that was pulled for Kaya. That was a resulting wondrous item. And this is the episode in where you find it. I thought we were going to get here a lot earlier. You find these ivory-framed glasses.
Ooh.
They feature purple crystal lenses, very much like the amethyst I was just describing. Upon wearing them, you have advantage on intelligence arcana checks made to reveal information about creatures or objects you can see. In addition, you can cast Identify using the glasses once per day.
Oh, neat. As soon as Daros asks her, she'll lift them up, turn them over in her hand. I believe this to be some sort of magical device.
Like, can it reveal the exit to this place?
Perhaps. She'll put it on.
Mhm.
It does require attunement.
I don't think you need them for now, but this is just this
Yeah.
side of the downstairs.
Yeah. As soon as she finds like nothing else of importance in here, she's just gonna move on because she only has 10 minutes of this.
Peeking into some of the padded rooms with the bodies in them, you would see that they are completely devoid of any type of life or magic to them, as if they were drained of it. But at the far end of the hallway, right on that stone wall, you can see distinct illusory magic.
The end of this hall here?
Indeed.
Kaya will go right up to it and she will touch it.
She will touch it, and she will watch as her hand passes straight through.
Seems I've found the way forward.
Daros, behind her, like out of her eyesight, just palms his face. Oh God, I should have studied stonework more in school. The one time I play a dwarf and I don't take stone cutting. I don't know if it would help. It's always been in the back of my head that that's gonna come in handy someday.
Beyond the wall, Kaya, is just a stone room. There seems to be a statue of some sort on the eastern side and some kind of hallway on the western.
Kaya will turn to Daros. Perhaps we should gather the others. I suspect this will be the path forward and away from here.
Yes. Everyone, Kaya found the way forward. Perhaps. Getzel, maybe the burpees. Not now.
And he's like, you know what? Maybe I'm bloated. I want to go take a shit. As he like immediately tries to find a bathroom.
Oh my God.
Case is just like, as Getzel's running to find somewhere to shake, Case is just like walks over, shaking her head, and just falls into line behind Kaya.
He'll be like, "Did you guys see a bathroom on the way?" And then he just like enters every room and then looks for.
Oh, I love that.
There's not one down here. So, Getzel, there's no restroom down here.
Then he will push past everyone to go and explore for.
Okay.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, pushing past again, you just find this room here with a statue on one end. It seems to depict kind of finely carved statue of a dragon.
He'll just be like, "That's cool," and he'll just keep going down.
Yeah, just gonna go proceed to the next door. Okay. As you step onto this, and everyone steps onto this, I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
If you guys want, I can say that I did it. Like,
oh my God. I mean, if you want, you were the first one there. And it does give me an excuse to use, super fun animated tokens that consume the whole room. It's fine.
Hey, Stella, you do have a nat 20.
Yeah, and Rob took both of them.
I rolled 2 dirty 20s, like 2 18s. What the heck?
Okay.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, DC for this save is 13. So a 13
it,
and up
everyone.
save, and you only take 5 points of damage. Below that is 11. Yep. As the dragon carving spews out fire, because this was a trap.
Wait a minute, I think I'm resistant to fire. If I'm not, that makes no sense. That's real silly. I'ma just say.
I should be resistant to fire, and
I would like to speak to your manager.
Tell me I'm wrong. Look at me in the eye and tell me that I'm wrong.
I don't think. Yeah, no. Wait, no. You're a wildfire druid. It does not make you immune to fire.
Resistance.
Well, okay.
I actually don't know. I have to look.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't look like it.
Yo, what the fuck?
That's kind of messed
Do you
up.
have, like, absorb elements or anything?
Oh, I do have absorb elements. But I don't want to. I'm living on a prayer, a hope, and a dream with these spell slots, so we're gonna save that.
I thought you were living a day.
Okay. Okay.
After the fire stops, I guess I would like
Sure.
to look around to see what like triggered it.
You see Getzel's foot like depressed into a particular stone that was just a pressure plate.
Interesting. I have to learn these things for dungeon delving with my family when I finally get home.
He's
So much.
"Ooh, that's unfortunate. Do you want me to just like check ahead to see if I find any more traps before you guys go over there?
I think
No, because you'll probably set them off.
we should just all collectively keep an eye out. Uncharted territory. You know, I may see what you don't see, you may see what I don't see. It's best that we all keep an eye out.
Is this a bad time to mention I need glasses, but I don't wear them because they don't make me look good aesthetically?
Been there.
No, it's probably good knowledge to have for the group. And Darrow's trying to hide his embarrassment for I don't know, his secondhand embarrassment for Getzel.
You see Kaya taking off her glasses and putting them away.
I'm putting them away. No,
Yeah, away. Done. What's Darrow's cast his glance over here. What's going on over here on the left?
Yeah.
Do we-
There's a stone slab on the ground. Seems to have some writing on it. Some arcane runes.
Arcane runes being the language, or are they written in any specific language?
Do you know Draconic?
I sure don't.
You would,
I do.
You would know that this Draconic uses a very similar alphabet to Dwarven.
Okay.
So you would recognize some of the letters, but it wouldn't make sense in the the way that they're put together.
Yeah, in the dialect,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah.
Similar to Dwarvish, maybe of the dragons.
Ooh, I know several languages. I've been taught them so that I can decipher script from the tombs.
Well, it's as good a time as any to get that practice you were talking about, right?
Yes, let's have a look. You see Skithris like perk up at something that he feels like he can do. That he's
Yes.
confident in.
Sure.
So I'll
Daros
take a
is
look.
very much encouraging this.
Roll me a
He
little
sees-
investigation check here.
He sees you're a sweet boy.
Can this be with advantage because I know the language?
No.
Crap. I got a 9.
Because there's not much to investigate here. And I think this is what it's for. It's like the stone slab is here, and you're like, okay, is there anything underneath it? Can I move it? It's like, no, it doesn't really seem like it's for much. All right, what does it say? It says, pull lever on the left to turn off fire.
What's it say?
You just hear Skithris like let out this long hiss that's just like essentially a sigh. It says to pull the lever on the left to turn off the fire. So that's fun.
Pull on the lever then.
The fire's not on.
You don't know if it'll turn on or manipulate any traps that might be further ahead.
You want me to press it again? Just check.
Kaya's gonna move away
Yeah.
as she's like actively bandaging her like burns because she only has 8 hit points now.
Mm-hmm.
I can pull the lever if you want. I feel great. It's the least I can do since you guys like helped heal me.
Sure. Pull the lever, Crunk. I mean Getzel.
All right, everyone stand back in a safe area where they cannot be burned, potentially.
Mhm.
And then Getzel will wait, and then when that happens, he'll go over and pull the lever nonchalantly.
On the left or the right?
Left.
Okay, good. Yeah. You hear a satisfying ka-chunk, and we watch as like that pressure plate resets itself, and it just lies flush with the rest of the.
As
the
he's
stone
pulling, he's
on
like,
the
"Which
floor.
one's left again?" And then he just like,
Oh my god.
Fantastic.
Is this really?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, just is this really who we're gonna keep traveling with? I mean, I suppose we don't really have a choice, but don't we?
I think we just need to stick together as long as we can. We're in uncharted waters here, and we need to keep our wits about us. And he turns to Kaya and will spend some cheeky little lay on hands points. He sort of gestures, like as if to say, like, may I?
She extends her hand very daintily towards you.
Oh my god.
He
You kind of get the air, perhaps, if you've been exposed to it, that she has been a part of a court somewhere.
okay,
sometime.
interesting.
I'm dead ass going to slither up to her and just be like, "You're strange. Have you even set foot into something like this before?"
Absolutely.
5 points,
Thank
by
you.
the way.
Thank you.
What do you think the right does? Should I pull it?
I think we should assume that if there's no instructions, it's not for us to pull.
Pull it.
Fuck around and find out.
Come on.
It looks like you're fucking around.
Would you like to find out?
He definitely looks at it and he's like, "Ah, okay. And then he like walks out and
I'm
then
just saying, if it's fire, I could take care of it. Fuck around, find out.
and he walks out in a sad kind of motion, but then lights up when he sees a door. Is it
Well, there is a door. Indeed. There's an actual door here, and it is not just magic. But it is locked.
he'll definitely look back while everyone's bandaging themselves and be like, I see a door. Do you want me to open it? Or
yes, just maybe be a bit more subtle than shouldering your way through it.
I saw Casey step back.
Athletic check.
Yeah, roll it. Go. Absolutely. That's a 20. He slams through the door. It explodes and like cracks on the back wall.
Effective.
The Deros in me is horrified. The Rob in me is like,
Yay! Smash door.
oh my god, we're going to die.
Yes. Probably.
Though the point is that they die first,
I'm sorry, who?
not us.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant
So, more
Getzel,
like
and I
the-
was a little bit upset by that.
She almost seems to excuse herself by bringing the book up again and just starts reading it.
As she does
doesn't
that,
answer you.
Skithers is just gonna look at Daros.
No, come on. He just shoulders on after him.
Yeah. All right, so Getzel, you're down here somewhere, and you see
I'll
a
definitely be in the front.
hallway. A hallway full of blood
Ew.
and
Ew.
bodies
Oh.
on X's being drained into a pool of blood.
Do they have equipment on their bodies? Or
They do not. They are very much in the nude.
That's your takeaway?
He'll just look and be like, boobies and peepees, and then he'll just like, pat his belly and then be like, so what do you guys want to do?
Getzel, I don't recall if you've ever mentioned
Who is this guy?
How long have you been alive?
26 years, I think.
Oh, that's my lucky number.
Thank God we're gonna need it.
How is it that I am younger than you?
Well, my daddy and my mommy like.
That's
made
not
love
what I asked.
really- Oh,
That's not
all right.
what I meant. It's fine. So yeah, this is an awkward sight. I guess we should just go around the blood puddle?
Go.
Oh, right. Is there even a way? I'm like peering over everybody trying to see.
Okay, what I would like to do is me. Oh wait, I have prestidigitation. I don't care. Skithris. I don't care about getting dirty. Skithris is going to essentially like elongate himself fully. So all 180 pounds of him is going to be kind of spread out across this across the length. And I'm going to kind of just like slither along this along this corridor thing until I get to the other side.
Until he gets to the other side.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping
Sure.
any traps. None of the corpses do anything.
Nope.
Wait, I just realized, how actively are they draining?
Well, you're past them now. So I don't think you know.
I can't look at them.
Do you want to go back?
There's one like 10 feet away from me.
Okay, 10 feet away. Roll me a perception check.
Nat 20.
Some more active than others.
This is a lot of blood and very unfortunate. I'm gonna prestidigitate myself clean.
Okay.
I didn't seem to set off any traps along this side. I don't know exactly how comfortable all of you are when it comes to this.
Yeah, no, comfortable's not the word I would use.
Actually, do you see anything emanating from this pool? I'm staring like directly at Kaya.
Has 10 minutes passed?
I kind of want to say yes by the time you actually get down here. We spent a lot of time talking about things.
Okay. Kaya will say, the spell has expired, but I can cast it again. She's gonna move up to this body, and before she casts anything, the sort of medical curiosity, she wants to look at the person.
Okay.
And see what she can figure out about them.
Okay. Roll me a medicine check.
Okay.
An 11. You find similar, like, needle track marks to them. It seems they've been drained of clearly not their blood, but something else. And then there are many different lacerations across their bodies, and they are being drained of other fluids. They're all definitely dead, as far as you can tell.
Does the pool beside me, is it completely still? Does it seem to be draining anywhere? Does the level seem to shift at all?
Roll me a perception.
Okay.
To you, it seems still. Even the blood dropping from the edges into it doesn't seem to create ripples.
Okay, she'll spend time to cast Ritual Detect Magic.
Sure. Another 10 minutes? I think it's like 10 minutes for every ritual cast, isn't it?
Yep.
So, while Caius makes little symbols on the ground or something to ritually cast her spell, there's 10 minutes of time What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I think Daros is going up to one of these bodies as well. Are they? I mean, I don't want to be in the blood.
Oh, it's okay. It's 5 feet by 5 feet. Fortunately, Daros isn't that thick.
No. So what? I mean, are these just bodies strapped up and?
Yeah.
The lacerations are just slow. Yep. I mean, are they presumably dead?
Does Kaya illuminate everyone to what she found?
As soon as like Dara starts stepping up, she says, "They're very dead, by the way."
Well, that's fortunate, I guess.
Do you want me to stab him just to make sure?
No, I don't think that's necessary. The horrors continue. Hell. Is there enough room to sort of awkwardly shimmy around them? Or am I walking through blood?
Well, does anyone else want to do anything here before Kaya's spell finishes?
I genuinely am trying to think of anything I could do that would be potentially helpful, but I don't really think I can. I mean,
Kaya, your spell finishes, and you note on the wall next to you here, there is, illuminated by your magic, a brick in the wall.
Can I tell what kind of magic?
I want to say transmutation, but I'm not the smartest person in the world, so.
Okay. Kaya will push it.
Mm-hmm. And rising out of the blood is a bridge.
Well, that's better than what I was about to try. So.
I guess I didn't really need to slither through blood, but luckily I knew a spell to fix it.
No, but it was very impressive.
Case just like gently, like and daintily gathers up her skirts and walks across the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that during the 10 minutes, he gets all would have like turned to Cases, being like, "If there's traps here, I bet you I can outrun it." And then Cases was like trying to talk him down from like.
Yeah, literally. You know, not everything is a challenge, right?
Like, but what's the fun in that? I mean, like, we're alive so far. As he just stretches.
Well, to begin with, I don't think we're alive. We are in hell. Secondly, we're in hell. I think that's a big enough challenge as it is.
Hell schmel.
No.
No.
No. You know what? She like grabs with one hand. She gathers up her skirt so they don't get like covered in blood. With the other, she grabs onto Getzel's like armor and just drags him across the bridge. It's just easier that way.
Kaya.
Yes.
As you turn to look at the blood in the pool with your now magic sensing sight, there is definite emanations of necromancy from the blood itself.
Ooh. Okay. Kaya begins to like pat at something at her hip, and she realizes that something's missing. She will simply walk across after everyone, but she will turn her eyes like to the ceiling and to the walls and around her, specifically looking to see if there's any kind of symbol or any kind of heraldry or symbology, anything that kind of identifies what the purpose of this room might be.
Casting your gaze about the room, I don't think there is anything.
Okay.
There's no like billboard sign for this one that says this room does this.
Okay, so as Kaya like regroups with everyone, she's gonna say, something tells me that everything we've seen thus far has been with purpose. This room must serve some sort of purpose. I don't think it's ceremonial. I don't think it's decorative either. I don't see any signs of any gods, any lord, any lady. It seems that it might be harvesting, resourceful, rather than gruesome without intent.
It does make sense given the phrasing of the notes implying that the warden, was it, feeds off of the aether. I mean, perhaps that's not the only thing. I mean, the aether could be the main course. This could just be a horrifying appetizer.
I just, Kaya, I just want to point out that, all rooms have a purpose?
The ones that we have seen thus far here, not always and not everywhere. Why do you ask?
Oh, I didn't ask. I made a statement. All rooms have a purpose. I'm just going to walk. I don't walk. I'm going to slither forward. While I'm kind of going. No, dude. I have to have. Excuse me. I'm not. Skithris is a little suspicious of Kaya.
That's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, as I go forward, I would like to look like at the rug to see if it's like, if there's any disturbances in the pattern of stones under. I've been alerted to stone thing, so now I'm looking. I'm just like, I don't want to slither.
Are you just like taking a look at it, or are you like getting down there and like lifting the rug and investigating each individual brick?
Oh no, I'd be getting a little bit lower, but I would just, as I'm slithering along,
perception,
I'd be like looking at it. Yeah.
Okay,
I got 16.
The rug's a little torn up. There's definitely blood splatter on some of the floor portions here, but it doesn't look like there's any other, pressure plates or fire spouting from somewhere, that kind of thing.
Cool. Then I will slither into the end of the hall.
Okay.
Yeah, Daros is for sure following you.
All right.
Not letting anybody go alone.
Cases follows, but as she's like falling, I think she's kind of like musing to Kaya, and it's just like, I mean, who's to say that like the blood has to be drained before the aether gets put in? Could also just generally be something sacrificial.
I was thinking the same thing. I could not see if it was active. It seems undisturbed and unused for some time.
Could be a waste room.
It seems very elaborate for a room of that purpose.
True.
You have a keen eye.
Not particularly. I just, in my village there was a butcher, and, they have to do something with all of the innards, so.
True. They do make use of it, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
And we're walking?
And we're walking, and we're walking. Okay.
Pose. Turn around.
Just get all the way up to the end of the hallway here, and you find yourself in front of two large double doors.
Do I see anything about the doors with the detect magic?
No. They seem to be actual doors.
I do not sense anything of the arcane here.
In that case, I would like to try the door.
Yeah, you just want to push on through?
I would like to attempt to push the door open.
Yeah, they open up. And on the other side, you see a long dinner table set for many people, but only 2 sit at the table itself. You see some purplish amethyst-colored smoke rising from the man sitting next to the head of the table there. And a tall woman, dark hair pulled back in a bun, a cape, fine clothing, unmarred by any blood or anything else, as she seems to be pulling this smoke from the man's body. He looks unconscious, kind of like drooling off to one side, and the smoke is coming from his eyes, nose, ears, and mouth, and she seems to be breathing it in more than anything else. She stops when she realizes that she has some visitors and looks up, raises an eyebrow at you, and seems that the spells on these walls are weakening. We will need to reinforce them. She stands. Well, good luck then, my fine guests. I was going to feed my pet. She gestures to large golden platters of meat? ? On the table? But I suppose that you all will have to do. And she's going to turn to leave the room. Does anyone want to do anything in the moments you have before she exits through the back door?
I would like to cast Chaos Bolt at level 2.
And at the same time, I'll be like, wait, where's the bathroom? And then,
No, bathroom in this.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Yeah, so you cast Chaos Bolt in her general direction, and you feel the spell fizzle out of your hands as she makes a small motion with her fingers. Now's not the time, child. You are not ready for this yet. And she's gonna just walk.
Didn't you just
towards the
let us
back
leave,
door.
please? I want to go home.
Excuse me.
Oh, no. You don't have home anymore. You don't have anything anymore.
You could you sit down and explain it to us then over real dinner?
I will shit in the corner of this room right now if you do not tell me where the bathroom is.
Truly, children, I hope I have the pleasure of having you for dinner another time. But it seems that's not now. She's just gonna go through the back door here and disappear from sight. And you hear this clawing, scraping sound from the side room. And pulling itself out, much too large for where it was, is this creature dragging itself out of the door, the warden's pet.
I think it's cute.
And it chitters a bit, makes this clacking noise with its teeth, and it sets upon the table here, seemingly not noticing you as of yet. What do you want to do?
Daros, I think, seeing that it hasn't quite noticed them, is going to sort of crouch down a little bit, and just quietly unhook his warhammer from his side.
Wait, really quick. So I caught that it doesn't notice us. Do we see a way out?
It has not noticed you yet. There are multiple doors in this room as you kind of peek in here. There are a couple doors on the right-hand side, a couple doors on the left, where this guy kind of crawled out of one of them. And there's the door that whoever that was exited through at the very north end.
Okay.
Gets all lean to cases, but do you think we could tame it?
I actually have a better idea. Remember what I was saying? That not everything is a challenge? Or at least not a challenge of strength. Sometimes things are a challenge of wit. And I'm going to expend a wild shape to summon my fire spirit.
Okay.
Fire baby, fire baby.
Yeah. And yeah, so I am going to use. Okay, can I? Okay. Okay, I want to do something, and hopefully this will work. I want to use. Oh wait, how far away is it? 1 second. Oh, I can only do 15 feet, I think. Damn it. But I want to try to teleport us all as far to the other side of the room as I possibly can, so we're at least closer to an exit.
Teleport us. There's no limitation on how many people?
The spirit and each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet of it can teleport up to 15 feet to unoccupied spaces you can see.
Uh-huh.
Then each creature within 5 feet of the space that the spirit left must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC, or take 1d6 plus proficiency bonus fire damage. That's it.
Okay. So you summon Fire Baby, you tell everyone to get close, and then hopefully they teleport?
As long as they're willing, which that's the caveat here. But it's me saying it, not Fire Baby.
Okay.
As long as everybody's willing.
So
yeah.
Where do you go? 15 feet.
Yeah, I know that's not very far. I guess like we could just try to keep teleporting away from the pet. Like I'm trying to get us around it as quickly as I possibly can. But
it says as a bonus action, right? Is that right? What does it say as for the teleport? What is the action economy?
It's under actions, so it might be an action.
Oh, an action for the spirit. Got it. Yeah. Okay, I mean you get one of these off. Yes. Where do you go?
Oh gosh, I keep like pulling up the wrong things. I think I'm gonna take us to the right.
Okay, just like 15 feet diagonal to the right?
Yeah, because I think that's gonna help us. I'm thinking of shooting up and then diagonal. We'll see. You'll see. There's a vision. Yeah.
There's a vision. You poof out here and poof in here, and absolutely, this thing notices that you're here now.
Well, we can just poof in a second. Y'all can hold on for one round. Y'all are tough kids.
Yeah. They absolutely are. In that we totally roll initiative.
You're welcome. Everybody else has caused chaos. I wanted to.
Not wrong.
It looked really cool.
Thank you.
Indeed.
So sick.
You saved us some feet, honestly. Yeah, this was good.
See, now the fighter boys can get in there, and then we can leave. This is like when you push your way through a crowd to get out of a club. That's what we're doing.
Facts.
Oh, that's good.
Like, yeah, it's gonna suck a little bit, but we'll get out eventually.
Yeah. So I Stella, do you want to do your thing now?
No.
Okay.
Never mind.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
You're welcome, Stella. I'm so glad I ruined your plans.
Because I'm about to pull 2 cards for this.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right. So yeah, okay, fine, I'll do it.
You gonna do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
right.
I'm gonna drop us back here so you can play your card.
Okay.
You drag and drop it onto the table, and then you right-click to flip. So Stella got this one last time, and we didn't have anything to use it on yet. This is Fate's card. Alter one event.
Okay. I want to alter some kind of weird time magic where Kaya is able to influence time that we've spent up to this point and somehow magically fit 8 hours of rest in between it, and we are all full health and full spell slots.
Yeah, okay.
You're like, time out.
Yeah, basically, hang on a second, and then time magic.
You're the only real bitch in this house. You're the only real bitch I've ever respected.
Unfortunately, this is accompanied by 2 other cards that got drawn today. Thank you, chat, for this. Not only one time was the skull card drawn, but 2 times the skull card was drawn. Skull means bad stuff, which,
But skulls are so cool.
in this case, results in 2 things. 1, this pet becomes a little bit more than what it was. And, you know those 2 gargoyle statues at the back?
Yeah.
Yeah. They come alive. But you're all full health, full rested, full spell slots, full everything because of some kind of time magic. So go ahead and fix all of that stuff. And chat, if you want to throw some nat 20s my way.
No. Don't.
I would love that.
Don't.
That being said, I do think a couple of you have some nat 20s, so go ahead and take a look at those in the tracker. And yeah, let's do the thing. I've got Skithris, Daros, Kaya, Spirit, and I am missing some people.
That is fire baby to you, sir.
You shouldn't have Fire Baby, because Fire Baby and I go on the same roll. I did a 6 though.
Okay, I think you had the Fire Baby selected. That's fine.
Oh.
So it auto-rolled that one in. We'll just put you as a 6 and remove Spirit. And...
we are 1.
Fire baby.
Fire Baby. And Getzal is a 17.
Yes, Fire Baby. Nobody cared who I was until the flames occurred.
Oh, you're a bunch of nerds.
Fire is rising.
That being said, let's take our break.
Oh, the fire rises.
Because we're halfway through, and, well,
Hey, everybody.
this makes people come back afterwards, right? Thanks.
Built up all my adrenaline, and now we're gonna have a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, way to fucking edge us, Robo. Jesus. God, of course, it's lap dance, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You think I could just
exactly.
give it to you? It's all just
no.
edging. There's no payoff.
Those are the other
Ever.
those are the other groups.
Yeah.
They're the ones that get to have a
They're
good time.
the payoff.
Oh, sure.
So we will be
Fuck's
right
sake.
back. Thank you for joining us for the first part of Lap Dance. Oh, God. Ruin Lapis. Combat occurs after. Be right back. Hey all, Joel here. Just want to talk to you about the DieFall Patreon, and more specifically, a game that you can participate in. As a patron of the Shard of Discord tier, you are eligible to create a character to take part in an interactive game with your fellow supporters that can and will change the story, world, and interactions within the 3 Ruin shows. You and the other supporters will be occupying a bastion of instability, a gateway to the other planes and realms in which the cast members of Lapis, Crimson, and Auric will be adventuring. It is your job to ensure the gateway remains open and operable. This is done through handling a crisis every other week, building defenses, constructing weapons, undergoing training, or bringing the fight to the enemies amongst the many planes. You will also be able to make and find items to assist the players' efforts. You and others will plan your course of action for every month, whether to build, fight, forage, defend, etc. Each option ranging in difficulty and effect on the world around you. In the event of a crisis, characters will be chosen or volunteer to take that crisis on during a monthly live stream, where players will roll for their successes and failures. All planning and rolling will happen in the Discord server in patron-specific channels, which players will be given access to after joining the Shard of Discord on patreon.com/DieFall. The link is obviously in the description below. You'll also get the rules document and the instructions on character creation, Will you be the scout that finds the supplies necessary to survive, the builder that expands the shard's capabilities, the warrior that defends the portal, or even the chef that ensures everyone is fed? You can support us, play a game, and affect the adventure all at the same time. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. I'll be there, as I always am. Thank you all for your support and patronage. And please do continue to enjoy all of the Dungeons & Dragons content, because there is always more. Bye. Forgot to unmute. Welcome back, everyone, to DieFall Presents Ruin Lapis. We're just gonna go right to the map screen, right? And let's cut that music and put this back on. Kaya, you're first. That is an initiative of 28. So, and 2 nat 20s to Stella. Okay, dude. Wow. They're just.
Thank you. Oh, kisses.
All right. Yeah. Nat 20 time. So it's times 4 now? Get out of here. Stop. All right. Well, so much for my monster.
Stella OP, please nerf.
Please nerf. So, what do you want to do?
All right. Kaya instantly begins to reach into her bag. She produces a handful of some kind of dust. It looks as if ash, and she just blows it out towards the group. She's gonna cast Fairy Fire.
Oh, yeah.
It is a 20-foot cube, and I'm gonna basically just throw it back here so it affects all 3 of them.
So it hits all of them there.
Yeah. They need to make dex saves. They need to beat 14.
Okay, cool. I had a thing for this. I do have a thing for this. All right, Fairy Fire affecting the area here. Let's do some dex saves, shall we? Dex for 1, 15 on the big boy, and then the 2 little dudes. 1, 2, 11 and 11. Both the little dudes fail.
Okay. I'm gonna use my Chronal Shift, so it burns my reaction to have the big boy reroll.
Okay, sure. Let's see. He rolls an 8.
Awesome.
They all fail. They are all now marked by the Fairy Fire here. Wow. And every attack against them has advantage.
Yes.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. So the ash, as it makes contact with them, kind of explodes with iridescence, and they are all outlined magically by some kind of strange light. And that will be my turn.
No movement?
Can I move here?
No, I think that's a little bit too tight.
All right.
You can move back
I'll
out the
stay
door
here.
if you wanted to.
Stay close. Everybody
No.
stay close.
Stay
I'm
close.
gonna stay next to this cutie. That's my turn.
Okay. Skithris at a 22.
Interesting. I've never seen something so large. Psych. I have. I'm just being a weirdo. I feel invigorated now. I was at 9 with nothing. I'm reinvigorated from timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. You guys just feel better. You feel refreshed, like a whole new day has started, and don't really have any reason why.
I get to cast... because I have advantage, I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt.
Color me shocked.
At level 2. No, I want to do the arc. I've cast Chaos Bolt so many times in so many different games, and I think I've arced maybe once.
I think you arced in this game, didn't you?
Have I? I don't know.
All right, let's do it.
I got 18.
18 does hit. I'm assuming you're shooting that big guy.
Yes.
All right, cool.
This is at level.
Oh, I lied. An 18 doesn't hit. The Chaos Bolt shatters off its a hardened exterior. An 18 does not hit.
Yeah.
Doing some calculations.
Yeah. Well, shoot. I do not have things. Okay, that's a little awkward. I am going to slither like a scaredy snake all the way down here.
That makes sense.
No, stay close.
I'm close enough. I'm at my turn. I see like this warbling ball of mass, just like
Yep. Okay. Any bonus actions?
I know.
Little guy back here is going to take off into the air and flap its beefy wings. Yeah, it's just gonna come on over here. Come on over, baby. And fly up into Getzal's range here, and it's going to attempt to claw at you with its claws. It rolls a 14. Getzal.
Doesn't hit.
Does not hit. As you're able to dodge away from the creature there. Daros, what do you want to do?
Rob is concerned. I think Daros is gonna hop up on the table here.
Okay.
And square up on a motherfucker.
Yeah. You do that.
Unsure if I'll hit, but oh boy. Yeah, shields up, so I'm one-handing this.
Shields up.
Oh fuck, that's a nat 20.
Oh, you did that on your own. The Warhammer.
Oh my god, I'd like to declare. Okay, I have kind of a cheesy question here due to Stella's 8-hour thing.
Yeah.
Did we order of operations? Did we see roommates vacuuming at 10:51? Sick. Did we saw the situation? Stella created time loop. We saw the situation again. Were we conscious of it in our little 8-hour period? Did we see shit go? Oh fuck. Can I essentially
Stella,
what I'm getting at? Essentially, what I'm getting at is, could I have respect my spells?
Yeah, technically, you had an 8-hour rest.
Okay, but would my character have known that he was about to face a big fuck you creature?
Stella, that's your card.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fates is ridiculous, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's not too cheesy,
go for it.
I would have.
Here's the deal. You're gonna need as much help as you can get.
Yeah, I would have switched from command to thunderous smite, seeing this shit. Because Daddy gonna thunderous smite here.
Yeah. So as you go up there, you cast with your bonus action thunderous smite. First time you hit with a melee weapon during the spell's weapon rings with thunder's audible 300 feet. Attack deals an extra 2d6 thunder damage. If the card targets a creature, must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away. Okay, so I will roll a strength save here. So we get the 14 there, and then roll that one more time because you double the damage with this because of the nat 20.
Yes.
Okay, the strength save is a 21 to save, so it doesn't get anywhere. But your Warhammer cracks into its like kind of weirdly metallic chitinous armor and shatters a portion of it. Right, the spell ringing out here for a ton of damage. So that's 7, 14, 21. 29 total points of damage. Wow.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
Also, side note, production thing. Have you heard the vacuuming at all?
No.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna silently fume about
Battle
this.
music is just cranked right now. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even know what's happening.
We're out here. All right, cool.
I'm good.
Getzal.
All right, I'm gonna address the immediate threat that's right in front of me.
Sure.
With my shield out and my same with my spear, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and stab.
And you stab.
And I get advantage on these creatures, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
A 13 will indeed
13?
hit.
Okay, thankfully.
As fortunately, when these gargoyles came to life, they're no longer made of stone. They are just but fleshy winged beings. Are you one-handing this with a shield?
One hand, yeah.
Okay, so dealing 8 points of damage here to this creature as you stab through.
And I'm gonna let that be my end of my turn.
Okay. The other one, I mean, you're still the closest. It's just gonna come up here and try and smack you one. Rolls a 9, so gonna miss that as well. Cases, what do you want to do?
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm not muted. So I was reading the text on my little fire baby. Technically speaking, it's supposed to go after me, but could I hold my turn and let the fire baby go first, and then I'll go immediately after it?
Give me a compliment, and I might.
You have really nice facial hair, and the thing is like a lot of people will
Yes,
sit
go
here
ahead.
and say that like facial. Okay.
That was very nice. Yes, please go ahead. Fire baby
I
goes
was ready
first.
to keep going.
Yeah.
I was.
No, you can give me that later. Hold on to that, just in case.
Yeah. So the fire baby and just me are gonna go 15 feet, and then here I'm going to cast Thunder Wave.
Okay. We're not gonna worry about the dead body.
I don't. No.
Thunder wave. So
I think I'm far away enough from my allies to do it.
it depends on which direction you're going with it. So I've come up with the all right, thunder wave. There's 2 ways that you can do this.
Okay.
There's some people like to cast it centered on themselves, and other people like to cast it on a face. So I'll let you make the decision on which one you want to do that. So if you want to cast on a face, you cast on a face. If you want to do it centered on yourself, you can do it centered on yourself. Where do you want this to occur? And when I say face, not like on a person's face, but like the face of the cube. Just to clarify for people who may not be actively watching.
Goodness.
I have created said cube.
Yeah, I think if I center it on myself, I'll be able to get the 2 gargoyles and the pet, right?
If but barely.
But barely?
Yeah.
Like if I were to scooch forward.
If you had ended up right here, then yes.
I still have my movement.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so I'll just scooch forward and then I'll cast Thunder Wave.
Your fire baby is in the range of this.
Yeah, I'll roll a dexterity check for it.
I believe it is Constitution saving throw for it.
It
Double
is
check for me.
Constitution, you're right.
Okay. So a bunch of con saves.
Yeah, con, yeah.
Okay, bunch of con saves here. Go ahead and roll it so we can see what the difficulty is and everything else.
Oh, wait. Oh. That was the wrong wave. What? Wrong thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, DC 14 con save. One of the flying boys makes the save. Big boy makes the save here. And so they'll take half damage and not be pushed. This one fails the save and gets slammed into Getzel. He can't really go anywhere, but does take the full amount of damage.
Welcome.
Yeah. And he looks pretty roughed up at this point. The other 2 will take the half amount of damage there, so 5 total points, and not be pushed away. Your little baby seems to have failed as well.
Yeah, but it actually has 15 hit points, I think, or something like that.
Oh, it's like, yeah, it's whatever times your level or something.
Yeah.
So it takes 10 points and gets shoved 10 feet backwards.
I'm sorry. It'll be fine. And that's all I got.
Okay. Oh. Big boy is going to... The pet is going to look at the group over here and is going to spew out acid. Need dexterity saving throw from everyone in that cone. That does include you, Kaya, as it spews out acid in this direction.
Acid's different from poison, right?
Indeed.
Versus.
curses. Yes, it is different from poison. Okay.
I would like to use my nat 20, please.
Okay. Generally, we declare those first. You don't just get to roll like a bunch of die. You just say, hey, I'm going to use my nat 20 here. But
oh,
yes.
okay. I'll take it then.
Okay. So do the nat 20.
No, I'll take the damage. I got to learn.
It's just a reminder.
No, I know.
Okay. All right. So the saves are a 19, a 13, and Skithris, you are outside of that. You don't need it.
Oh, I thought you said all of us down here. Oh, my bad.
No. Just where the cone is touching. So it'll be Daros, Getzal, and Kaya here. 14 and up is half damage.
I'm the only one who saved.
The rest of you take 23 points of damage as the acid sprays on top of you. Ouch. That's its action. It cannot do anything else here. Yeah. Kaya, back to the top of the turn order.
Okay. Kaya's gonna back up, move here. She is going to you see her drive her elbow forward and point very deliberately at the large creature.
Okay.
And she says, "Hi." She casts, Mind Sliver.
Oh.
DC 14 intelligence save.
Yeah, it's not very smart.
I know.
It's also not very dumb. That's a 16.
That sucks. Alright, so it saves. Nothing happens.
Okay. It seems enraged. Its dinner interrupted. Maybe it just doesn't notice. Skithris, what do you want to do?
Am I the only person who thinks this is cute out of character? I think it's cute.
He's not cute. He's horrifying.
Skithers thinks it's horrifying.
I like his little legs.
Like his little legs?
I think it's cute. I think it's cute.
I like the little hair on its head.
It reminds me of Starship Troopers, so we gotta kill all bugs.
I'm doing my part. I'm gonna go ahead and just use the nat 20 here.
Okay.
On a freaking Chaos Bolt level 1 because I'm really upset that I
didn't get to do it the first time. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay.
Right. This is. Oh right, I forgot. All right, I just had to do that damage. Dumb.
Yeah. No, you got the roll there. So we're gonna roll Chaos Bolt. It absolutely hits. And you're gonna roll it again because it just doubles the damage. And all of those are a die. So it deals 30 points of damage of one of those types.
Let's see. I don't think I got any matching numbers.
No.
That makes me so sad.
So it's thunder, lightning, psychic, or acid.
I'm going to do thunder.
Thundercats. Blast! Yeah, you hit it with a ball of thunderous energy and it roars out in pain as you shatter off some more of this kind of metallic chitinous armor that it has.
Is it just chilling?
What do you mean?
Uh-oh. I'm going to take another slide.
What do you mean by chilling? It got hit with your attack. It hurt.
Yeah, I'm scared.
Oh.
Because it's tanked a lot of... Oh, wait, no.
Yeah, you guys remember that comet card I drew?
I fucking knew it.
So this guy is now comet card and skull card.
Oh, okay.
I feel like I'm playing a deck builder. This is great.
Gotcha. Okay.
I feel like the experience modifiers on this, when we kill it, we should level up twice.
You know what? You're so right, bestie.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'm good. I'm chilling. Like,
sure.
Very mildly behind Kaya here.
Yeah, I think this one really wants to hit Getzal so bad. Hit!
Do it.
Roll me an athletics check. That's a nat 1 for it. I'm gonna have a contested athletics check from this poor guy. Oh, he's not very strong. Oh, okay. As you kind of bash him out of the way, I was gonna see if he ended up prone on the ground, but no, he rolled slightly higher than you here, and we move on. Daros, you took I don't know how much acid damage previously.
A lot.
23.
Just a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. What, does that do something this turn?
No, I just looking at your tokens, and it doesn't look like anyone's maneuvering their health pools.
Oh, that's strange because I have.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I mean.
Oh, it did the dumb thing where it reset attributes. That's okay.
Oh.
Keep going.
Whew. Oh boy. Daros mad. Daros, I think, so for the purposes of flavor. Oh, it is a melee spell attack. Okay. Daros is swinging his warhammer, but unlike the smitage, this is very clearly the dark, crackly, sickly energy. He try inflict wound.
Trying to inflict wounds. Yeah, absolutely.
He gonna try real hard.
Let's find out. That is a 24.
24. Yes.
You do indeed inflict wounds. 12 total points.
Daros is like borderline frothing at the mouth, angry at the obscene amount of acid damage dealt to him.
Yeah. He's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it look like when you inflict the wound?
I think the warhammer, as it meets him, it's sort of, or as it meets the creature rather, the energy crackled off of the swing, and then as it meets the creature, sort of ripples across him, kind of like, this is gonna be really stupid, in Super Smash Brothers when Pikachu's B move hops across the,
sure,
like, it's like it does that, like, tens of hundreds of little, like, gross crackles just like up its entire body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Daros mad.
Daros
Every
mad.
time you do some kind of like lightning thing now, I'm just gonna imagine there's just microscopic Pikachus just bouncing around.
Just
a lot of them.
Boy.
Yeah.
I love it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else, sir? Bonus action or otherwise?
I think. I always forget the ruling on this. Shield of Faith, yay or nay? Because I cast a spell.
No 2-leveled spells at the same time unless you're
Got
a
it.
sorcerer doing quicken spell.
No dead, no me. Okay, cool. I figured.
Great.
So no, Daros will not take a bonus action.
Gets all. You're covered in acid.
And he's okay with it, as not so much okay. So he's gonna do bonus action for second wind. To heal a
absolutely.
Little bit. And let me do that quick. And then after that, he will absolutely attack that gargoyle.
Okay.
Okay, for 6.
6 total points redeemed. Yeah, you still have advantage on all of this.
Perfect. Just in case, I'm gonna roll again.
Just in case it's not 20. 23 absolutely hits here. Yeah, and that'll be enough as you spear it through. This one's had too much. He's had too much. And he falls clattering into the chair below him.
Perfect. And then he'll look to Cassis and be like, yeah, good job. As he's like, his flesh is melting.
Yeah, just half his face is falling off his body. Okay. This one's mad at you, Getzal. He's going to occupy the space next to his friend and try and hit you. None of them have been able to hit yet. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
God, what? These are awful.
So
his
Why did I?
His claws hit his nipple, and it does do like penetrate.
They have a +4 to rolls. I just want everyone to know, and I have not rolled enough yet to hit Getzal at all here. Cases, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna scoot on back. I think it was about here. Oop, nope, that's the wrong one. Okay, I think I was about here-ish. That's where I wanted to be.
Okay.
I can roll for an attack of opportunity if you need me to. Or whatever
You're
that
still
is.
in. You're still there. You're good.
Cool, worm. Cool.
Worm gets me every time.
Sorry. It's like it's becoming an
Worm.
infection. Worm. I'm gonna tell little fire baby scoot on back too.
Uh-huh.
Or at least dodge. It
And
can
it
dodge on its
Toddles
action.
over.
Yeah, cool. All right. And then Casus is going to her like pitch black eyes like start to kind of the whites of them start to disappear as like the irises kind of like bleed out, and she holds out her hand and her finger, like
That's
thumb
terrifying.
and finger. Yeah. And she's gonna just like open them up slowly and cast Burning Hands.
Sick. Yeah,
Mhm,
absolutely. I have a thing for this.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
We you know, we get to use tokens every once in a while. We're gonna use the fire one and just blast this area. Is that the plan?
Yeah, little
Okay.
15-foot cone.
Yeah. Let's see.
Real cute.
Little dexterity saving throw here
Mm-hmm.
for my big boy. Nat
Big
20s,
boy.
so he'll take half.
Oh my god. Okay, wait a minute. Let me also roll the damage or cast it. Yeah.
Okay, so 8. So he'll take the half there. Unfortunately, this guy, however,
damage is rolling like ass. Okay, yeah.
yeah, this guy, however, yeah, he's just on fire now. You burned the body. He's burning.
You're welcome.
That poor guy. He's seen a lot of things today. Okay.
Cases' crematorium.
Yeah.
Cases,
Roll your bodybuilding
anything
nudes.
else that you want to do?
Wait, let me double check. Oh no, it took the dodge. Well, no, it didn't need to dodge. Yeah, I'll have the fire baby do a little spit up. I'm gonna have it.
Disgusting. All right, yep.
All this excitement it got so riled up.
I get that way sometimes too. Just a little.
Oh my god.
Just so hyped. It's just like screaming, but it's not just the clattering noise. Yeah, I'm gonna have it shoot its fire seed at the big boy.
Yeah, with advantage, because it's
Oh.
still affected by the fire. I can't think of it. That's a 2 and a 1, plus
Okay.
your spell attack modifier. Neither of these are gonna hit. I can tell you
No.
right now, neither of those is gonna be enough.
Wait, but you said advantage.
Yeah, 2 or a 1. There's both the rolls are right
true,
there.
true. Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. All right. Anything
You
else?
got too excited.
Got to-
No,
bleh.
that's it. Like it falls on Casus' dress and she starts like patting it out and gives it a look.
Man, Daros, that really hurt. It's gonna take one of its big spike-like appendages, and it is going to attempt to hit you here. It rolls a 17, which I believe just misses,
18, baby.
and it's gonna use its second attack
Holy
to
shit.
try and do it again.
Don't
15, it misses.
get fuckled.
I should have
Wow.
done this at the beginning. Let's see if it. Shit. Okay, better kill it before next turn. I rolled a 6 to see if it gets its
Excuse
acid
me.
spit back. Kaya, it's your turn.
Oh.
Okay. Kaya begins to warp some kind of field between her two hands, and as she moves her hands in a very circular motion, a bead of light begins to form, and it is multicolored. And as she throws it out, it takes on a particular shade of blue.
Okay.
I'm just gonna cast Chromatic Orb at 2nd level, and I'm gonna use my Nat 20.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Chromatic Orb.
Mhm.
Okay. Why didn't that roll the attack?
It did roll
fine.
the attack.
Oh,
So you gotta just click the
Oh.
word chromatic orb and it'll ask you what level.
gotcha.
And then you're just gonna do that twice.
Okay.
So it'll roll all of the die. Ooh, that last one. Okay.
Very good. Wow, that first one rolled 2 1s.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What type of damage?
This is all cold.
Okay, so 10. So 31. So 38 total points of damage. Freezing into its body. We watch as like some of it shatters off. It looks really rough, but it is not down yet.
Okay. She's gonna back up a little. She's gonna back up a little right here. Yeah.
Visibly hiding behind Skithris.
No. Specifically not hiding behind Skithris.
Sure.
She takes a step back, and she looks over at Skithris and kind of like surveys him. Takes a quick like temperature check of how he's doing.
Oh, you know how like they had the cobras like swaying and dancing, with like the hypnotizing. That's kind of what Skithris is doing right now. He's just making sure his body is constantly moving, so that I can, actually, instead of like coiling myself a little, I'd be like, I have to get out of the coil. So I'm just
very good.
Swaying.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Like Ray Charles.
Like his idle animation.
His idle animation.
Just like.
That's good. Okay.
You lost the screen.
All right, so Skithris, what do you want to do?
That a cadaver.
Well?
Cadavra. I mean, I want to have it chain. Okay. Until I have a chain, I'm casting it again. Chaos Bolt. Brah.
Chaos Bolt. Yeah.
Hooey.
Okay.
I got 24.
Damn, dude. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad that it hit. Cast at level 1.
Okay.
Curses. It will
10 total points.
It will be. Let's do lightning damage.
Okay. Lightning damage it is.
It's a bunch of Pikachus.
It's a bunch of Pikachus. Yeah, it's so low at this point. Oh god. Only I had known about the acid previously. It's fine.
Yeah, Daros gets the kill. That's all I'm doing.
That's all you're doing. Okay, Daros.
Boy, I sure am gonna try. So anyway, I just started swinging.
Mm-hmm.
I think seeing it's looking very worse for wear, he just lets the shield clatter to the side and two-hands this mother.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, unfortunate.
Clang!
15.
Yeah, unfortunately does not find the mark.
Do you still have advantage?
Did I ever have advantage?
Yeah, that's with it. Yeah. Because of the fairy fire.
Fairy fire.
Oh my god, I've had advantage this entire time and I never needed it.
Nope.
Oh, but 15 would be with advantage because it rolled twice. Yeah, okay, got it. I think in a slightly sobering, as the rage subsides a little bit, he maybe pop shield of faith on himself.
I was gonna say, there's a certain level of boldness to like be in a fist fight with somebody, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what? And they just like, I don't know, they were wearing a padded jacket, they ripped the jacket off, and then all of a sudden they like
Daros is for sure not thinking like a tactician.
Oh gosh.
He is just blinded by the anger growing inside of him, but every now and again.
You've had a rough day.
Yeah. Daros had a rough day. And potentially life. But backstory. You just got to keep watching at twitch.tv/runawayrobot_ to find out.
That's me.
Anyway.
Oh, that's me.
Or youtube.com. Or wherever you get podcasts. All right. I have my turn. Jesus Christ.
And you're a master shill today. Quetzal, it is your turn.
Thanks.
I just want to point out, yeah, it's very low.
Yeah, but the AC is ridiculously high. I don't even know if I could
You
hit
were
it.
gifted
but you wanted a challenge earlier.
You were gifted a nat 20.
Yeah.
Did you use it?
I never used my nat 20. Or I don't know if I have one.
You do have one.
Oh, then I'll use it on the I'll use it on the big guy.
Thanks a lot, Maddie.
Natty 20, more like Maddie 20.
Hey.
So that'll be 6, and then
And one more time.
So 15.
How do you kill it?
He'll see the wound and everything like that, and he'll admire and appreciate the boldness of Daros. And he's like, "Yeah, caw!" And he'll like shove his spear into one of the cracked portions of his carapace or whatever, and just Quentin Tarantino blood everywhere.
Quentin Tarantino blood everywhere. Blap. And it dies. This little guy here looks terrified. And is going to turn himself back into a rock. So he doesn't have to deal with this. And plops himself into rock-like form.
How heavy is this rock-like form?
Oh my gosh.
Would you like to lift it?
If you're not gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'll try to lift it.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely liftable. You're huge, so you're a thick boy.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then I pick it up, and then can I carry it around, or is it a?
Yeah. I mean, it's like carrying like a barrel.
Perfect. He's like, "Yo, we got a new pet," and then he just like carry it around.
Unbelievable.
That's not what I thought was gonna happen.
I thought he was gonna smash it.
Yeah.
Rob, you have a nat 20 now, in case. I guess.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. The it goes quiet. You're left in the aftermath here of the room. The body of the pet lies on the table. What would you like to do?
Guess what? That's not a pet.
All right.
I think. Oh, sorry.
Real talk. Skithris would like to essentially kind of really examine the creature, kind of like check inside its mouth, maybe try and scrape off like a piece of its skin and kind of look at it. Essentially, he's doing he's educating himself. He's learning.
He's learning. Yeah, okay. Just roll an investigation.
Welcome.
Just want to see. Just
What?
want to see.
What?
Oh, hello.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Hey, friends.
Oh, hi. Oh, hey. Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
It's all
The battle was just ended. Smile.
We love
Welcome,
If you
everyone.
want to see it, watch twitch.tv/runaway
damn it, Rob.
or youtube.com/runaway robot.
Damn it, Rob.
We
Any-
made it, Captain.
Podcast from.
or anywhere you find your podcasts. Welcome, everyone. Yeah. So just roll
Could
an
I
investigation.
roll a survival check?
Under what pretext? What are you trying to do?
Pretext is the essential idea is I'm trying to understand this creature, not necessarily look for anything. I'm just trying to get more familiar with a monster that I may encounter if I actually am able to get escape this place.
My argument would be that you would probably roll nature for that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense as well.
While he's anatomizing, I would have run to the door that I saw the woman go out of.
Yeah.
Just as soon as the battle was over, I just want to get that out.
Cases will search the other doors, or at least one of them, but we'll get there when we get there.
Sure. Yeah. Looking at the creature Skithris, its appendages are very sharp, and it seems to have this very hard chitinous outer shell and lots of sharp, pointy teeth. And you also find the acid sacs that it utilized to spew acid all over your friends.
I would like this is gonna backfire. I know it. I would like to attempt to safely retrieve one of the acid sacks.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Daros, you go through that back door there. And yeah, kind of unpictured here. And maybe, you know what, maybe we'll just slap a little something on here so it makes it a little bit more interesting for everyone. Is some arcane runes in the center of this room here. Scroll up so everyone can see it. And they kind of glow in the middle of the room.
Yeah, I think he stops just short of stepping on it. Like, I think he flings himself through the door ready, like, not quite understanding how hurt he is yet. I think adrenaline is still, like, kind of pumping.
Yeah.
And he stops himself, like, just short of stepping on this rune, and just kind of everything sort of catches up to him for a second. And, like, the shield of faith goes down. And he's just... damn it. And then he just slowly wanders back to the group, and is going to report that she's gone and there's a rune on the ground, but then I think sees Skithris like
Arms deep, yeah, just in the mouth of the creature.
What on earth are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, Skithris, sleight of hand for me, I guess.
Meanwhile, Getzal's looking for a charcuterie board on the spread of the table.
Yeah. The charcuterie board is just various bits of raw meat.
Getzal is always...
Okay, so then he's gonna take some of that raw meat and then cook it over the fire of the
burning corpse.
Yeah,
it's gonna take a little bit, but yeah, you can definitely do it. There's actually
a little bit of time to get the acid sacks.
There's like long tongs on the table, like you can stab it.
He's doing it. He's, if not his spear or something.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Getzal is always somewhere between hungry and needing to take a shit, and I love it.
You know,
it's
a relatable king.
A relatable king.
Relatable king.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. Are you curious about what kind of meat it might be?
Nah.
Okay.
He doesn't have very good eyesight.
Sure.
So he's just like he'll put the gargoyle down and like sit on the gargoyle as he has his.
You sit on the gargoyle as it's in its stone form?
Yes.
What a monster!
And he's like, it's not our pet yet. As he looks at Cassis, seems like the smartest guy in the room as he's just like cooking this meat.
It's not a pet. You know what? Cassis just
Yeah.
Cassis just like puts the flame baby, takes her little flame spirit, puts it like next to Getzal, looks at it, watch him, and then goes to
you would like take a look at some of these other rooms and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. There's some coffin-like boxes in a couple of the rooms, and the bottom left room actually leads into a library.
Oh, okay, cool. Do I see the runes that Daros saw?
Yeah, if you like go up to this top one here, you definitely do see that.
Cool. Can I read them?
Roll me an Arcana check.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, you would recognize at least some of this as being probably part of the components to a teleportation circle.
I take note of that along with the library to go report to Kaya because I don't know what to do with that shit.
You're like, yep, that's okay. That teleports somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely.
And we will figure it out together.
Yeah, Kaya, what are you doing?
So as everyone's busy doing other shit, Kaya very casually makes her way over to where the warden had been standing or sitting.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to surreptitiously kind of look around and specifically see if there's any trace or remnants of aether around.
Mm-hmm. God, I've been holding this one for this moment since episode 1.
Who's episode 1?
Yours. Stella. We've drawn the throne card. There are traces there. And the amount of reading you've been doing in the book, you know how to consume it.
While everyone's busy, I'm just going to bottoms up the aether.
Stella.
I love you.
Stella, no!
I never get to play characters like this. Just let me live my best life, okay? I went and bought a skull for this character, okay?
Rob, I told you.
Luna, please.
Oh, I know.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
God, my heart is like fluttering right now.
Nat 2.
You have 3 nat 20s, by the way.
I'm gonna use a nat 20.
You're fucking kidding.
I am not kidding.
For all of us at home,
know.
Kaya, the Dark Tide, takes one step closer to becoming a divine being.
Oh my god. What does that mean?
Exactly.
Bro.
It's the first of its kind. You are the first player to consume any of the living soul stuff from people.
What does it taste like?
Cherries.
Wow, what a coincidence. Kaya loves cherries.
You gonna share that or?
You're sick, bestie.
Been saving that since episode 1. I was like, I know where this happens.
And she'll take the... What kind of container is it? Is it like a vial or something?
Mhm.
She's gonna... So right when on her belt where she used to... Like, she had earlier tried to felt around for something was missing. There's actually a belt with little hoops for vials. She puts the empty vial right there. Right on her belt.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
Okay. Skithris, that 13. You try to get that acid sac. You get it. You get it. Roll me a dexterity saving throw. Okay. You take 11 points of acid damage as you extricate the acid sac, unfortunately piercing it in the process, and it spews everywhere.
Essentially, you just hear like a very loud as I like wing my hand out.
But you got the sack. It's just like mostly empty now. There is another one.
Would you say, as the god of this world,
Uh.
that I have learned anything in this extrication process?
You learn to not pierce the sack, which I feel like you did originally, but it's very slippery in there. It's literally just a dexterity process. You have to be dexterous enough to get this thing out.
I'm just gonna rip out one of its teeth, please.
Okay. Yeah, you're like, well, screw that. Take the dagger, get a tooth. Sure.
Yep.
You've got a big, long, they're rather thin. There's a lot of them in there. Long, thin tooth of the creature. About the length of your forearm. Yeah, this thing was huge. Kaya, are you sitting in the chair or were you just like looking for this stuff? Okay.
No. Oh my god, no.
Are you a little much?
That's-
Okay.
That's too much. That comes like episode 10 or 11.
Oh, right. Okay.
When it become the big bad for season 2 or some shit.
Honestly,
Season 2? Don't you mean season 1.5?
Uh,
No, dude, that's the
1B,
filler arc. That's the
1A
filler arc in the
and 1B.
anime.
Okay.
We have to bring her back to our side.
Damn it.
Kaya just begins to head. I think Casus was starting to head towards me, so I'm gonna kind of meet them halfway.
Sure.
What have you discovered?
Can I do a perception check for some fuck shit? Like, do I notice anything?
From Kaya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the vibes?
Sure. Something that she
Okay,
wouldn't have noticed yet. There's something.
I mean, you know, they're rocking like a little cute thing on their belt.
With the 17,
Mm-hmm.
you note that Kaya's eyes have this weird purplish tint to them. Not just like the irises, like the whole thing. Her whole eye.
Okay. I think like to Casus, like she has seen now Kaya cast like enough magic, and I don't think Casus got really close. Sorry. Really? Sorry. Okay. I don't think Casus got close to like any of the experiments to really like pick up on the difference of color. So to Casus, I think she's just kind of like, oh yeah, her like purple magic. Anyway, there's some stuff that I think you should look at. There's like a teleportation circle, I think, or at least the beginnings of one. There's also a library. I was gonna go look myself, but I think you probably know more than I do.
She says, perhaps we can investigate together. Would you like to join me?
Okay. Yeah.
Kaya will turn and lead Casus into the library.
So, right, I don't know the timeline for this, but like right after I yanked my hand out and took the tooth, Skithrish would have like just slithered, kind of like hoping no one noticed, into the library. And then I would frantically start looking for books that detail either like planar travel, like how to get out, or any like information on like dungeon delving and stuff like that.
Information. Sure. I think there's a little bit of intervening time here where like Daros has an opportunity to do something, or if Daros, you're just like listening to Kaya and Casus, you can tell me.
Yeah, I think I defer to the folks that have a better arcane knowledge than myself at this point.
Sure. Okay. Quetzal, the meat is eventually cooked on the burning,
Yeah.
smoldering body.
He's enjoying it. He's like, this is tender.
It's good. It's good.
He's gonna. I think he'd explain. Well, everyone else is going to libraries, but like books are lame, and he's gonna go to the den of the monster.
Yeah.
The room where
Fire Baby follows. It has a job. It has a task.
and he's gonna look over to Fire Baby, and then Mr. Flamey Bottom. Like what you always want to do is check in dead bodies because they always have the good stuff. As he like rifles through, I assume the bones and skulls are actually there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he'll rifle through them and see if he can
Roll
find
me an investigation.
while like having meat hang out of his mouth.
Yeah.
The fire spirit just plops down and watches.
Providing illumination too, which is nice.
Yeah. A 10.
Yeah.
They are bones. And there's unfortunately nothing much in them. But one of them does seem to have a gold tooth in the skull.
He'll take it immediately.
Yes, pry that out. Okay. Skithris, roll me an investigation for the library. We'll get to that in just a moment. Kaya, what is your plan? What do you want to do?
I will put on those new glasses that I found.
Yeah.
And
Which
I will...
you could have attuned to in your little timey-wimey nonsense of rest.
Yes, absolutely.
Unbelievable. Yep. Okay.
I had the same thought, but I don't know if I want to help Kaya right now.
It's
Why
for the greater
not?
good.
It's suspicious.
Ugh.
You're just gonna have to trust me. Yeah. Essentially just going into the library
Uh-huh.
and trying to see what the purpose of this room is, as far as like the texts. Why this selection of reading? What scope? Where's it
Indeed.
from?
Okay. You see Skithris investigating the library portion. Just in there looking at all these different books, trying to find any information on anything interesting. Sure. You want to roll an investigation as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
30-20.
Yeah. Yeah, you both rolled relatively high for this, so. So in here, I pull out my notes for this. The library has a lot of different books in it. Some of them are fiction, some of them are nonfiction, some of them are, I don't know, it honestly just seems like a room for pleasure more than anything else. But you do find some things, some rather worthwhile things. A couple of spell scrolls in here. Amongst all of the books themselves, you find 2. A spell scroll of Scorching Ray, and a spell scroll of Entangle.
Who is it that discovers these?
This is
or
probably
Kaya?
Skithris, because there's one other thing in here, and I think you picked this one up. So, Skithris, you find these spell scrolls. Now, not necessarily what you were looking for, but they seem useful enough. As for planar travel, have you read some like fiction books on like the joys of traveling between planes? And it's like a story about a man who doesn't lose his towel and travels across different planes of existence, but doesn't really do it for you. There's also one called Indiana Bones about dungeon delving, but again, seems mostly fictional. Kaya, you find a spell book. It's rather
Ooh.
nice. It's bound in bronze plates, set with amethyst, as most things tend to be down here. It is an illusionist's book. It has the following spells in it: Color Spray, Disguise Self, Expeditious Retreat, Illusory Script, Silent Image, Phantasmal Force, Fly, Magic Circle, Major Image, Phantom Steed, Greater Invisibility, Hallucinatory Terrain, Phantasmal Killer, Dream, Far Step, and Seeming. But it does have one portion on it that seems very interesting to you. It has a card in the front in this little like flap that seems to have been glued into the book. All of us at home would recognize this as a library card. This card has been checked out from a place called the Equinox Athenium.
So as Kaya discovers this, she will stand basically shoulder to shoulder with Casus, and she'll explain what each one of the pages are. She'll say, this one is a spell of color spray, and flip it. And she's very thorough as she shares this. And in this closeness, Kaya smells like cinnamon. Just throwing it out there, you know. But as she flips to the front, she says, would I recognize what a library card is?
I think you would see the date checked out, and it would be in a format that you don't recognize. Like the year doesn't make any sense to like what you would know. And it would have like the name of the place on there and its date checked out. Okay, I mean, you come from a rather large like metropolis type city. You probably have a library.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell me because you were kind of technically part of the ruling class of that place. So did your city have a library?
No, I think yes, but I don't think Kaya would want to a public library.
Okay. Would have had a very private library.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she'll like kind of take the card out. She'll look at it. Date, location, name.
Do
What-
any of the, or sorry, do
She
any
can
of the,
do card.
yeah, Cases looks over it. Do any of the names, the name of the place, name of the person, like, does any of it seem to ring any bells for Cases?
I think on this one, it's just the one name. And it just says Cecilius, Cecilius, as the person who checked it out.
Yes. Okay. I mean, I don't think that rings any bells for Cases. And I can tell you right now, Cases' village does not have a library.
So why does this card have name and date and thing?
If Daros is still like nearby, he would recognize it. I think the like academy that he was in would have a similar format.
Students would have checked out books to like
Yeah.
study, right? Yeah, makes sense.
Right, absolutely. So if you're like flashing it around, I think he'd be able to like just. That looks a lot like a library card.
Oh,
I may not know about any of these spells, but we checked out books from a library at our academy. So presumably we are in a city of hell that has a public library. Things you don't think about when you're reading about hell.
Gitzel will explore the northern hallway. He'll be
Oh my
like,
god, wait, there's a room.
Yo, I'll be like, yo, little homie, you want to come over here with me?
Little homie.
Little homie!
you know it.
Little homie fire baby.
Waddles over, its little
Yeah.
head clicking.
We need fan art of
Yeah, it's
Quetzal
bodies.
and the fire baby.
It's
Oh, it's
bodies.
just body?
It's bodies. It's definitely just bodies.
Sets him on fire. No, I'm kidding. Oh.
It's like, well, this is underwhelming, but it's a bathroom, and then he's just gonna relieve himself.
Oh my god.
All right, I'm gonna scroll away from that.
You know, I was waiting for the other shoe to drop on the shit you had to take,
Yeah, here we are.
and I'm not disappointed.
It
Do you
happened.
mean for the other poo to drop?
All right, now I'm disappointed.
I'm the cringe
boy,
joke
dude.
lord.
I appreciate that.
Oh god, I hate it. Yeah, okay. So what else would you like to do?
Cases looks up at Kaya. Lady Kaya, maybe you could complete the teleportation circle. I think that might be able to help us. At least get out. I don't know.
We can certainly give it a try. And she'll close the illusionist spell book and she'll put it in her backpack. She says, "Come with me." She's gonna go over to the.
Yeah.
Oh, I fall behind!
No, we're going over here, baby.
Do that! Cases just turns around.
Should I like go somewhere?
No, Cases just doesn't have a strong personality. Don't worry about it.
Kaya's got enough personality for the both of us.
Ladies,
Yes?
let's roll some dice.
Okay. Would you like an Arcana check?
Yeah, I think so. And you're wearing the glasses, so this would be with
Yes.
advantage.
Can I give the help action since I saw this stuff earlier? And I'm like pointing it
Double
all out?
12. Well, she can't have double advantage.
Oh yeah,
So-
she already has advantage.
So she
Look
got
like
double
that.
12s. Should have used
Damn.
one of those nat 20s that's just sitting in your pocket.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can I use a nut? No.
Yeah, just learn.
Right. Cool. Thank you.
Yes.
Wonderful creator
compliment
of this
him.
world.
Yeah, compliment me.
You're dope, man.
Okay. Liv did
It's your
way
gym
better.
picture. are amazing.
Okay.
It's
listen,
not you,
Joel,
D'Angelo.
How many times do I compliment you all the time?
That's
Talk
true.
about his butt. He has a really cute butt.
Ooh.
All right, hold on. For real though.
Kaya
did
goes
get-
in the room, uses a nat 20 to Arcana check. Jesus, I feel violated. And you note that there is also a throne in here, big purple chair. But you look at the teleportation circle itself and start to decipher the runes with your fancy new glasses here. The way that teleportation circles work is that the runes upon them tie it to another location. This circle goes to another circle like it in whatever the destination is. For you, gosh. Yeah. So this would say the Lillian Dominion and the Gildus University.
Okay, hold on. I've heard this before. The Lillian Dominion. I know about that.
Do you?
Yes, I wrote this down.
What was the name of the place on the library card?
That was, as I pull this thing back up.
The Equinox Inithium.
Oh, never mind.
Equinox. Yeah,
I feel like Lily and
What's that?
Dominion came up last episode.
It did.
It sounds very familiar.
Yeah, you had said that Kaya reads obscure stuff, and all I knew was that there's 3 districts.
Mhm.
There's someone named Tercerin, is ruled by the Elidna, god of magic. That's all I know about it.
Tesirwin is a plane of existence.
Seems that this is linked to a different plane of existence. Perhaps we are there, or it would take us there. Ursarin. The Lillian Dominion has 3 districts, and it is ruled by the Elidna, gods of magic.
Casus just looks at you and kind of nods.
Some of these words.
These are words.
Mhm.
There are words coming out of your mouth.
I'm sorry, so gods rule here in hell.
Maybe not the same? I mean, not the same gods, right? It can't be.
If you're powerful enough, you can call yourself a god and no one will question it.
Well, I suppose that's true.
Yeah.
Justin, your face is...
I like acting.
I love it. No, it's great. It's so good.
All the
Complimenting
podcast
you.
listeners, unfortunately, missing out on this. Watch us on youtube.com/runawayrobot and hit that like button.
And
Dude.
subscribe.
Like, comment, and
Shit.
subscribe.
Smash that
Guys.
like button.
Come on, man. I'm the shill guy.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell to get notifications.
God, I didn't have to pay you for that.
Thanks, gamers.
If you're on mobile, you might have to change your notification settings
my
on your iPhone
Oh
or
my God.
Android.
Disgusting.
All right.
I'll go full watch mojo with it. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Is there anything interesting about this throne?
Roll me an investigation check. You still have a nat 20.
I'll use my nat 20.
There is a small chest, iron bound, kind of underneath it. The throne itself seems to be made of like a solid purple crystal. The closer you look at it, the more you can see that it kind of glows from the inside, as if something had been inserted into it.
I touch it and try to find the seam.
On the throne or the chest?
The throne.
Roll me an Arcana check.
Okay. Is this an advantage?
With your glasses.
18.
Due to what you've read in the book about Aether, someone has taken it upon themselves to literally pump this crystal throne full of Aether.
I was really hoping you weren't gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, would Kaya just start licking the throne?
I was just gonna say, Kaya just starts licking the throne.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
We are in this room.
Yeah.
We are in this
I
room.
know.
Yeah.
Coward, do it.
Do it.
Kaya will pull the chest out and present it to Casus and say, perhaps you can try to open this.
God damn it. Yeah, of course Casus is gonna open it.
Yeah, it's not locked. It just has a little latch on it. You flip it up and you can open it up. And inside are about 300 of these. They are coins. One side is a mask.
Yeah.
On the other is a triquetra, surrounded by words engraved in Celestial, which are in English for us to read because we don't read Celestial.
Speak for yourself, man.
Neither does Casus.
But there are about
Kaya reads
300 of these in there. They don't resemble any of the coins you knew on your plane. They seem to be mostly made of silver.
Here you are.
Oh, perhaps have someone else hold that.
Quetzal!
He appears with the gargoyle in hand and then little flame dude as well. He's like, hey, what do you need? As he goes like, whoa, that's weird. As he looks at the arcane circle and like taps his foot on it.
It's glowing.
Does it take him anywhere? Word.
No. Fortunately
Cool.
not.
Stardate, just like
Gone.
Imagine.
I got so nervous.
I did too. I was like, oh my.
It's like my heart stopped.
Casus points to the box of like coins. Put some of these in your bag, as many as you can.
sure. And he like pulls out his fanny pack and then
His
puts his
fanny
coins in.
bag. Of course he does.
What a king! I love
Of
him.
course he does. Oh God.
Hey, Daros. That chair looks like it's a gem. Perhaps we could smash it into small pieces and collect them so we can barter with them. I don't exactly have a lot of money, but I do know that back where I'm from, people often traded in gems.
Well, I see your point, but I imagine that's what the coins are for, no? It looks like currency to me, but suppose it couldn't hurt. I'm sorry. Are you asking me to use my warhammer to? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not exactly the strongest when it comes to my arms. The rest of me almost entirely muscle, but unfortunately, that doesn't help.
Gotcha. My pleasure. Need a chair smashed? Taros is your man. All right. And he just sort of like tightens his grip on the hammer.
Wait. Why are we doing this?
Skithris raises a point that perhaps the gems are of value. They were used to construct a throne. If we encounter folks that we need to barter with, perhaps these could be used.
Can I know, but can Casus do an investigation or Arcana check to figure out like that this, to see if she can connect the pieces between this throne and the past room?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, Kaya's just been real cagey about the whole thing, so you might as well roll 2.
Yeah, Arcana.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's your understanding of magic. 16.
Yes.
Man, there's a lot of recurring purple themes here. A lot of amethyst-colored stuff. A lot of swirling purple smoke and light.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it seems really familiar to what you saw being like dumped out of that person's body that got shoved off that table.
So I don't look. I know like the smallest bit about magic, and only kind of like rumors and stories, not like practical, not really. I guess now I do. Okay, the point is if this stuff is the same stuff as what those people were breathing out in the smoke, do we really want to crack it open? What if we break the throne and it just doesn't turn into little chunks of gems, but rather like explodes and it fills this room with that gas? Or what if carrying it around is bad for us?
I would make several retorts. Namely, the gas dissipated relatively easily. Secondly, screw this place.
Well, yeah.
I don't like it here. We should destroy something that might be giving people power. If you're so worried about the rubble from this causing ill side effects, you need not carry any.
I'm just saying we haven't seen this stuff give anybody power. If anything, it's made them lose control.
Right.
Well, or power over these bodies. I don't know. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's something we should have with us.
Fine. I still say we should smash it.
No, I think Casus is onto something. I think we run the risk of unwittingly either a volatile reaction of a substance we don't understand, or if it doesn't blow up in my face, we run the risk of somebody taking this power from us. I mean, if we're found with this stuff on us, and somebody encounters us who knows how to use it, how to absorb it, how to utilize it, it just seems a risk that isn't worth it right now.
Which is precisely why I said we don't have to take it. However, I do think it's still correct to destroy it so that if the woman ever comes back, she'll have to either rebuild it, or if that's not possible, she won't have access to it.
As this like conversation, as Daros and Skithers are going back and forth, the like little bit of confidence Casus kind of had as she put forward this idea starts to kind of like crumble, and you see her like not like shrink back, but kind of like shrink into a more like contemplative stance, and like as she's weighing things over and they're going back and forth, and then finally she looks up and is just like, Lady Kaya, what do you think we should do?
The entire time, Kaya has just been watching everyone, especially like as they speak, kind of moving back and forth. She looks down at Chiyu, and she looks thoughtful for a moment and then says, you know, I think I would have to agree with Skithers on this one. We should take her toy, smash it. If she does return, then she won't be able to use it.
Gets all be in the corner of the room, looking at the gargoyle, being like, I think I'll name you Joel.
God, come on! Are you calling me a gargoyle? Oh.
The little
It's only
fire
when you
baby,
play
like,
New World for like 12 hours.
Yeah,
But
I have a
its
gargoyle.
abs is made of stone, and your abs are made of stone. So
Ayy.
Straight
Okay,
facts.
All right. Good save, good save, good
little
save.
fire baby like crackles loudly. It's like, yeah. I'm so excited about the making.
he definitely gives a high five to the. Even
Oh,
if it does a point
come
of damage.
on.
It like slaps his little hand.
Yeah, taking into account what Kaya and Kasis and Skithers have all said, I think Daros trusts Kaya the most when it comes to the Aether and whatnot.
Yes, trust her.
Yes.
Yeah, Daros trusts her. Rob is doubtful.
Kaya will gently put one of her hands underneath Casis's elbow and say, "If you are concerned for your safety, I can escort you out the room while they destroy it."
No, it's okay. I don't know. It just seems similar to the last room, so it's fine. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, if anybody's concerned if this blasts my face off, just promise you'll try to put me back together. And, Daros is gonna take a swing.
Yeah. Position yourselves where you would be next to that throne. Just so I, have an idea.
Quetzal's not going to risk Joel's life, so he's.
Oh my god. Okay. And I mean, well, Rob, you've got a nat 20 sitting in your pocket here. Would you like to use it?
Rolling it. Yeah. Doing it.
Roll me Warhammer. Roll it again, just so we get double that damage. And, yeah, you smash into the amethyst throne, and we watch as quickly the Aether trapped inside begins to escape from it. The light fades swiftly from the crystalline chair, and the Aether begins to dissipate rather rapidly. Stone loses its luster for the next couple of seconds until it becomes dark. It's not purple any longer, but kind of a clear, almost gray.
I will pick up a shard of the chair to look at it and see if obviously it doesn't look like an amethyst anymore, but see if it looks like it would still hold any value.
There's a little investigation on it. Take a closer look and weigh it against what your knowledge is. Yeah, maybe. It was clearly capable of holding something before. Now, you don't know how that process worked, but maybe it's capable of holding something magical again? So it might be useful.
I guess like I'm up here now.
Mm-hmm.
I will bend down as if, coil myself down. I don't know, I'm weird. I have a weird body. And kind of just like rifle through them and kind of pocket one of them and just say, "See? Nothing's wrong. And now she can't use the chair."
Oh, when you're right about the things that we have no idea what they do, and then we ask Daros to hit them.
And then the room explodes! No, I'm just kidding. It's time for us to end this particular episode. And so we'll return. Shattered throne, teleportation circle still glowing, and monstrosity defeated.
With a new pet?
with a new pet. But as
like
we
the ally,
The comeback.
as we pull away our camera, fading out, one more card is drawn from the deck. And somewhere in this world, a hive of very, very angry creatures look like the one you just defeated all have the scent of Getzal.
I have
in their
2 mortal enemies
nose.
now. Okay. Wait for it.
It's the shit.
It's all good. It's all good.
You
It's
scent
fine.
marked the room.
And
I
that's
definitely, like,
that's where we're gonna
Took
end.
the pheromones and just like rubbed it all on me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
So thanks for playing tonight. Chat, thanks for being here. Thank you for all the lovely support, the follows, the money, the subs, the resubs, all that jazz. Another one down. And we'll have to see
so
where this goes as Kaya, the snakiest of snakes in this party, which is surprising considering someone is literally a snake, where this goes. So we're going to go around. Everyone can tell people where they can find you on the internet. And we'll close out for the evening, starting with Cases, Ironically, played by Live in a Day. Please tell them where you can be found.
Hello. Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Live in a Day. My name is Liv. It's a day and I'm living it, so Live in a Day on Twitter. When I'm not tweeting just random shit, just really random shit, you can catch me causing chaos from stream to stream. So this Saturday I will be doing the finale of Republic City Rumble, which is an Avatar TTRPG with queue times and rule of lore. On Monday, I will not be on Total Party Chill, but you should go check it out anyway and see what the gang is getting up to over on Terrapin Gulch. It's a weird Western story. It's a lot of fun. We wear a lot of cool hats. And otherwise, you can listen to me on a couple of different podcasts, including this one. But you can also you can also check me out on Clearfield Podcast every now and then, and Super Idols RPG. Thanks.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Kaya, played by the lovely Stella Luna. Where can we find you?
Hello. I'm Stella Luna here on Twitch. I'm Stella Luna TV on Twitter. I'm a TTRPG streamer. I do a couple of different things. You can catch me over on my channel at 9 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, for Unbound, which is our Uncaged anthology campaign. I would also highly recommend that you check us out next Friday, 22nd at 9 p.m. because we are going to have a very special guest star visiting us. It is Draconics, and I highly recommend. He has made such a cool character. The dopest character I have ever had the pleasure of seeing being developed. And
The dopest.
Yes. Just
Okay.
top tier. I highly recommend it.
Okay.
But for me, I have coming up on Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we are starting the first session of a 3-shot spooky little mini adventure. We are going to be running the quest system, and that's going to be DM'd by Call Me Napkins, and I'll be a player in it. I hope that you can come check
What
it
a
out. It's going to
name.
be really cozy, really spooky. Yeah, it's going to be
What a
fun.
name. I love it. Okay. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Skithrus, played by Felix 6 or Justin, because God, that's hard to say. Where can we find you on the internet?
If you're looking for me, you can find me on the block Disobeying the Law. Real dream. I do love bringing back the old Akon. I'm a Magic the Gathering YouTuber and streamer. You can find me on my channel, youtube.com/Therix6, THYRIXSYX. I just play like Magic the Gathering and stuff. Been looking into starting to stream a little bit more variety content. I think that'd be fun. So you check me out there. Also, you can look me up on Instagram if you like pictures of flowers. It's just Justin Tebow 8.
You can also catch him almost dying in the Avernus game over on
Oh,
the
yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah,
They
fun
made it to
fact,
hell.
I don't make good decisions.
They made it to hell, finally. I had to start 3 other campaigns before they made it, but that's fine. Thank you for playing tonight. Daros! Played by bonus_stage_Rob.
Hey,
Where can
that's
we
me.
find you?
Oh man, you can find me on Twitter at bonus_stage_Rob. You can find me on Twitch and Instagram at bonus_stage_Rob. I am a stream boy with a love of TTRPG, so I generally float around different channels, often here, often at twitch.tv/game nights. That's game with 2 G's and nights with a K. And yeah, right now I'm really just doing this, and then occasionally, like very occasionally, streaming on twitch.tv/bonus_stage_Rob. No promises on a coherent schedule right now because life.
Sure.
But yeah, last time I randomly just on a lark like assembled a mini on stream, which was super dope. And yeah, I don't know. I'll probably like mindlessly grind New World or something at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, follow me there for whatever.
More New World. Yes, Saul. That_D'Angelo. Where can we find you?
Yes. Hey everyone, you can find me on all social medias at that_D'Angelo. I'm a freelance writer, always working and trying hard to bring more inclusivity and diversity to our community, and by organizing events. And also, I'm coming out with my own tabletop RPG called Emerald Templars. You can catch it this Sunday on the front page of Twitch at Latinx and Gaming's channel, as we're doing Unidos Online, celebrating Latinx, Heritage Month and all that kind of stuff. So it should be super, super cool. I'm super excited, and yeah, so that's where you can find me.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm Runaway Robot's my channel, so like, I do this. I'm also a professional dungeon master, but like not that kind, but like the one that rolls dice. But for like $20 though, we can talk. My DMs are open.
I was gonna say, don't box yourself in.
This has been DieFall Presents Ruin, Lapis, and another one in the books. Thank you all very much for being here, and thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/DieFall. We have our second Patreon game update this Monday. So if you want to take part in a game that I designed, go to patreon.com/DieFall and support the cast and crew of this show. Thank you. And until next time, which is going to be Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time for Auric or Oral. And then Crimson's on Thursday at 3 p.m. as well. That's it for us tonight. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.